Hey guys, what's up? Justin Kritchik, aka Dr. K, back here again with another review of, this time we're reviewing Death Note, the complete series. I got this at Dollar Tree a while back, amazing find. Like I said, I'm just going to do a review of the series, um, with the set, what you get, what you don't get, my thoughts on everything, and, just, let's begin with, Death Note happens in two parts. Um, it's let's see, it's 100. Sorry, it's 37 episodes. So that's cool. In this series also spawned many live action movies made in Japan, and one god awful movie made by Netflix, live action. Which the less I say about that, the better. I mean, I got all the Death Note stuff. I got a Death Note T-shirt. I got this. I got Death Note DVDs. I got uh, the complete series DVD box set I reviewed a while back. I also have the Death Note 2-in-1s, all six of them. The Black Edition, and I also have the encyclopedia, how to read, facts about Death Note, and pretty much everything Death Note I have when it comes to media, except for the Omega Edition, which only includes an extra. An extra Blu-ray that's exactly like these, except it's a silver apple instead of a red apple, and what it does, it has a two relight animated films on here in Japanese. They don't have an English dub for them, so they just gave you the Japanese ones. That's with the Omega edition. That's not with the standard Blu-ray edition. This one only comes with the TV show, none of the movies, which is kind of cool, kind of sad. But I'm not missing much. I mean, you can easily find those movies online anywhere, so that's not really a hit or a miss with this. So basically, it first starts out with Light Yagami. He's or Light Moon. It depends on if you use the kanji. He's an above average high school student, a genius, and he finds this death note that the Shimigami Ryuk drops from the Shimigami world. He drops it from the Shimigami world the to the Earth, and Light finds it outside of his classroom and picks it up and starts writing names in the death note, and people start dying, and then Ryuk and Light. Ryuk, the Shimigami, who's a god of death, who was played by Will Dafoe in the live-action Netflix series, which that was one good casting decision, but all the rest of that movie was terrible. But the way they made Ryuk in that, I really liked his style. So, but yeah, getting back to Death Note, the complete Blu-ray series. What I like most about Death Note is the drama and the suspense that it has. It really has a way of grabbing a hold of you and not letting go. Um, you you always try to think, oh well, is Light gonna get caught today or in this episode or not, or how many how much longer can Light keep up the charade? He goes from giving up the Death Note. When you give up the Death Note, you lose all memory of what you did with it. So that means everything is gone. There's a girl in here. That's a second Kira. Oh, by the way, Light um, is not happy with being labeled Kira, which is the killer in Japanese. So he's not. He's followed online, and several other people that secretly like Kira, even though he's going about killing criminals. Um, Light starts killing criminals, but he branches out to more people dying, whoever gets in his way. So it's not like he's being totally righteous in this endeavor. Um, basically, Ryuk, the reason why he dropped his he threw his notebook away in the human world is because he got bored. And Light is bored as well with his life, so this brings the two characters together as one. And also there's the detective L, who's trying to find Kira and suspects Light. Of course, Light is Kira, but L doesn't know that, and the rest of the task force doesn't. And the task force consists of Matsuri, Shido, um, and Mogi, and Light's father is also Shirichi Yagami is the police detective, and he's trying to find Kira as well. So my favorite part is when the task force comes together and they first suspect Light as being Kira. Uh, L, or as he's known in the series as Ryuzaki, his fake name, which is supposed to be after the pop idol uh, Ryuzaki, which is kind of weird, but there's a lot of real life parallels in here, especially some of the scenery, the backgrounds and stuff. They're actually taken from real buildings in Japan and real businesses and stuff. So their names are only slightly changed. So that's kind of interesting that the makers of this anime put that in there. It really gives the anime more in-depth views, and gives it a more sense of realism within the series. Most of it is some of it's supernatural and some of it is realistic in some ways. Like you can't write down a person dies randomly explodes. You have to write down a cause of death. If you don't write down a cause of death, um, they're they'll die of a heart attack. Primarily, that's how the Death Note works, is giving people heart attacks that you write down. You also have to envision their face while you're writing their name down, so that way the people with the same name won't be affected. You have to have their first and last name. So that's kind of uh, that's kind of cool. Uh, Also, uh, near the end, Light gets several girlfriends, and they're into Kira, and one of them is uh, Yashri, who's uh, who's a TV reporter for Sakura TV, which is sort of like E for Japan, supposedly. So that's kind of weird. So they mainly deal with gossip and stuff like that. And anyway, Misa gets jealous, and they both meet up, and that's a cool little thing. And also, when Light and her are at the hotel, they talk, they write their notes down, and they talk to fool the investigators that Light's with. The whole thing is sort of a game of cat and mouse, really. Um, I really like that about that. I like the old school detective stuff. Detective Conan is up there too with the anime, detective anime, mystery and stuff. I always like that kind of stuff, along with sci-fi and horror. But this kind of works in some horror in with it, so that's pretty good. What I like most uh, is the scenery. It's sort of dark and murky. It has sort of a murkiness to it, which is kind of cool. Which in HD, it's a way better presentation, but it does take away some murkiness. But that's okay. This is miles above the DVD complete series, but I do like the DVD complete series cover better than this one. Uh, when it comes to the front, the back's okay. I mean, I think they could have did a little bit more with the front. I always picture Ryuk on the front of here. I think he belongs on here somewhere. But no, he's not on there. But also, Misa, she has a Shinigami named Rim, and she falls in love with her and sacrifices herself to kill Ryuzaki or L, the Detective L. There's some good acting in there from Light. It really sells the believability um, of the charade that he does. He really plays things cool up until the end where he gets kind of sloppy and he messes up. Also, he got a little sloppy at the beginning of it with killing that prisoner on live TV that turned to be a trap for by L. So they pinpointed where he was at. So um, that that's kind of he's not the perfect villain, but yeah, he's definitely an anti-hero for the beginning of it, and then he starts getting more and more villainous. The Death Note, I think, corrupts you. At least in the anime, it did. In here, it's not really specified in the anime, so that's kind of hit or miss, kind of. But I'm not faulting it for that. It sort of adds sort of a mystery to it. Also, when it ends, Ryuk writes Light's name down in the Death Note, and he dies of a heart attack after being shot several times by the investigators, uh, by Nier's team, who's L's true successor, and actually pins down successfully Light Yagami and exposes him, and really Light exposes himself really at the end. So it's kind of here or there, you know. The ending could have been a little bit more climactic, but you know it was an okay end. There are several fan theories, like at the beginning of the Relight film, one of them, part one, there's a Shinigami there that looks like Light. He sort of has a limp to him, at least Light when he was alive, so you don't know. Maybe that could be Light. That's another theory that's going around the internet. So that's kind of interesting because all Ryuk says is that the people that use a Death Note can either go to heaven or hell. So that's sort of weird. So where else would he be? Would he end up except for the Shinigami realm, which is death and destruction? So it's kind of eh, it's kind of a mixed bag. I really think they could have did more with the ending. Personally, I would have liked to see something of consequence other than like dying. Just right there. I think it's sort of anticlimactic. I would have liked to see a trial or something. Um, you know, Light being officially charged as Kira, uh, and you don't really know if the world um, finds out that it was Light, but crime goes back up after he dies, and this is the epilogue of the Black Edition ones. When you get the Black Edition, the very last book, you get a little bit of an epilogue, and it tells you what happened a couple years later after Light's death, and that's kind of interesting. Like I said, I've gone through those and read those several times. They also have a all-in-one edition, which I would like to get sometime, just as kind of sort of a gag, because it's 30 books in one, so it's kind of a stretch for Viz Media to put out. But yeah, I think Viz did a good job with this. The standard edition is perfectly fine for me. The you can find this on eBay or Amazon. If you get lucky, they may have some come back in at Dollar Tree. I don't know, but I don't know how this got there. One thing is that the menus are in Spanish, so I think that could be a reason why, even though there's no clues to this being a Spanish release anywhere. But it does say it does have Spanish subtitles, Uh, so that's kind of in the and it also has Spanish audio. So that may be the reason why this showed up at Dollar Tree. But that was back when things were a full dollar, not $1.25. So that's pretty. It was a pretty lucky find that I happened to come in there this day and I found a bunch of them. And I just picked one out and bought it. This is like one of the best things I've ever found at a Dollar Tree ever. So much to be said about that, the better. But yeah, the sleeve just looks the same as the complete series, exact same text on the back of this. So oh, it's a pretty good series actually. It lasts around 1,300 minutes, which is pretty cool. Each episode is 30 minutes, so um, definitely cool if you're watching Death Note, and if you want to have they also have it on Netflix, which is cool. Um, I don't recommend the movie, the live action Netflix movie. Now the live action um, uh, Japanese movies are a different story. Those are really really good, and there's four of them. Both are the story retold through two parts each, so that's pretty cool. Um, but yeah, it's a pretty cool anime by Shonen Jump. I really enjoyed watching this, and it's one of my all-time favorite animes. Like I said, I got this little chibi shirt there with Ryuk and Light and Misa and L. So that's kind of cool. And I got a little mini poster back there that I bought last year, so that's pretty awesome. But yeah, that's gonna be my thoughts on Death Note, the complete series Blu-ray standard edition. Let me know what you think of these reviews, if they're helpful, what I can do different, what I've been doing good. Just stay tuned for more. And until next time, Jessica K, Dr. K, signing out.